I'm a human boy with a golden touch, searching to destroy, 'cause I've been looking for love too much. I'll show me, and I'll show you too. $50 and my knuckles says I could make a fool out of you. And everybody knows it. They tell me all the time I'm worth at least $1 million, and I barely have a dime. But that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. Took a midnight ride to another place, just to widen my eyes and put a new look on my face. No one ever told me I would get this cough. Oh Lord, they bought and sold me, and I still haven't gotten off. And everybody knows it. They tell me all the time I'm worth at least $1 million, and I barely have a dime. But that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. In the same old towns, in the same old shirt, I'm just going around trying to bury all of my dirt. If you never miss me, oh, you could get in line. I've been living lonely so far, and I'm doing just fine. And everybody knows it. They tell me all the time I'm worth at least $1 million, and I barely have a dime. Oh, but that's alright. And everybody knows it. They tell me all the time I'm worth at least $1 million, and I barely have a dime. Oh, but that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. Oh, that's alright. Oh, that's alright. Yeah. Take it easy, my friend, the rest is yet to come. Yeah, we're rounding the bend, but there's still work to be done. You've gotta do it for yourself. You can't lean on anybody else, so steel yourself, the rest is yet to come. It's a rainy parade, but the rest is yet to come. And the colors all fade, 'cause they have nowhere to run. The long and lonely road ahead is gonna make you wish that you were dead. So steel yourself, the rest is yet to come. Yeah. We are living in a dirty world. Nobody's coming clean. Good-hearted people do terrible things when the end justifies the means. All right. You're gonna wander out in the dark, shoot to kill and miss your mark. But don't be sad, the rest is yet to come. Do 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 do. Oh, just be glad, the rest is yet to come. All right. Thank you. Well, her soaking leather jacket was heavy as the pain in the Memphis rain. In the Memphis rain, diamond drops are sparkling on the zipper and the chain. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain, please, silver lining, my old friend, come back around again. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain. His CB 750 is taking her away. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain. That motorcycle madman has led her heart astray. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain, please, silver lining, my old friend, come back around again. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain. Wishes are like lightning, don't you move too slow. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain. Oh, the pain comes when you touch one and have to let it go. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain, please, silver lining, my old friend, come back around again. In the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain, in the Memphis rain. Ooh. Thank you.
We on the air, live. Welcome back to the First Agnostic Church of Hope and Wonder, where we're always hoping you'll turn up and wondering if you will. Put your foot on the rock and push it till the good times roll. Oh, put your foot on the rock and push it till the good times roll. Here's to Colonel Bruce Hampton, may he rest the good Lord's soul. You know what rodeo cowboys used to say when they was ready to go. Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. That's what rodeo cowboys used to say when they was ready to go. They'd say, turn me loose, I'll never be the same. It's like another way to say Eureka or Geronimo. Well, if faith moves mountains, what's it take to leave them alone? I said if faith moved your mountain, what's it take to leave them alone? I believe that these mountains would get around just fine on their own. Till the tide turns over and come tumbling down from above. When the tide turns over and come tumbling down from above. Hey, I won't be moved by more than sorrow or settle for less than love. No, you'll never make no difference if all you do is nickel and dime. You'll never make no difference if all you do is nickel and dime. If we could only just help one person, well, we'd be wasting our time. Got to get to everybody. Got to get to everybody. Oh, Lord, I won't get to everybody. Oh, I got to get to everybody. If we could only help just one person, we're wasting our time. Yep. We've got to get to everybody. We've got to get to everybody. I got to get to everybody. Lord, I'm gonna get to everybody. Turn me loose. Oh, turn me loose. I'll never be the same. Put your hand on the television. Can you feel it? It's warm, man. It's the first day of spring, right? Oh, thank God and sweet baby Jesus. What a dark night of the soul that was. We did a show last week, didn't we? It was probably pretty good. We appreciate you coming back. There's only two kinds of people as far as I can tell. The terminally ill and the worried well. Every time I've tried to climb out of a wishing well, I only made it up just high enough to hurt when I fell. Well, did you ever wonder? Well, of course you did. I've always wondered how you kept it all so well hid. I had my heart wide open since I was a kid. I've got a lot of love. I need to turn of it. I got a lot of love. Always inches from my ankles when he runs out of chain. My neighbor's dog knows I know how to drive him insane. I like to give him a little taste of what I'm feeling all day. Always chasing after something slightly too far away. You think that you down to nothing, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm down and out to just about as nothing as it gets. I'm working all day, every day to pay my debts. I got a lot of love. I got a ton of it, baby. My old man was was always such a bunch of reckless fools. Lived by his own set of not so golden rules. The kind of show off that hated a show off's guts. I've always figured that's what must be driving us nuts. I said, I said, I want a 6-foot tombstone, 3 feet thick. With these words engraved, I tried to tell you all I was sick. So you'll know that I was right when you go walking on past. You tried to tell me I was well, look who's laughing last. Did you ever wonder about it? Of course you did. I've always wondered how you kept it all so well hid. I had my heart wide open since I was a kid. I got a lot of love. I got a lot of it. I got a lot of it. Me and Peter Cooper made that up. A lovely, lovely, lovely number. How you feeling over there? Got a birthday. Brian turned 44 the other day. Very excited. You couldn't have a better guy. He runs all this shit. You think I fucking got this building? And all this shit. You know how much crap there is in here? Can you imagine? Brian got the cameras, lights, does everything. But I'm still getting my sea legs. This is only my second one. So let me get a little comfortable. Is there someone else in there with you by you, Jennifer? No? My buddy Wilker's missing. Yeah. Joel is also his birthday. Young man. No one knows how old he is. This guitar makes me want to play without a pick, man. This Kim Finley's guitar. He saw this in the pawn shop and paid on it until he got it. And then his family let me use it. It's not mine. I think it was in the Hall of Fame when they did the whole Texas Outlaw thing. I remember this guitar when it was in the pawn shop still. And boy, it likes to be played. It's a bit little above my play grade, but I'm getting better all the time. See? I found a 4-leaf clover in my yard today. It had 1 leaf missing off of it, but that was okay. Looking it over, I could easily see 4 is only really just 1 more than 3, and hell, that's close enough for me. Must be my lucky day. A slim chance, still a chance. I said a slim chance. Yeah, it's still a chance, baby. Hey, hey, you don't necessarily have to pay the fiddler to dance. We got the Christmas lights shining on the 4th of July. Got the radio playing, watching cars go by. I keep her living in the lap of poverty. She makes me feel like I won some kind of lottery. The way that she keeps looking over at me, it's like a slim chance. silly chance. I said a slim chance, still a chance. Oh, 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 hey, hey, you don't necessarily have to pay the fiddler to dance, no. A slim chance, still a chance, baby. You heard me, I said a slim chance, still a chance. Whoa, oh, 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 hey, hey, you don't necessarily have to pay the fiddler to dance, no. Tonight, oh, I'm back on my game. A lot of people steer away from hallucinogenic drugs, as it wouldn't be good in their work environment. Wouldn't you think? Frowned on, generally frowned on. Let me make sure I got this. But this is a song where if I hadn't have been under the influence of hallucinogenic shrooms, I believe, mushrooms, big popular thing with the kids at the raves. Just tried it. And then I got this idea. I was in Oregon, where they make paper, knock down trees and make paper out of it. Knock down streets and named, what is that? I fucked it up already. So in this song, I guess the person speaking is a tree or part of a tree. I come from not far from here a long time ago. Spent years on that mountain before they even built this town below. I had a place on the ridge with a view for miles around, until the day those men came up and dragged me into town. I said, oh, it was a shame what they did to me. Oh, it was a crying shame. It was a shame the way they treated me. Back in town, they beat me down so bad I passed into something else. When I awoke, I looked, I couldn't even recognize myself. I was completely covered in useless information. Anyone looking could see I was stuck in the back of a truck with a rubber band around what was left of me. Next thing you know, I'm thrown in a yard where I wait a while, and then this old man walks up in the bathrobe. He picks me up, he walks me back in, and he freed me from that rubber band, all right. But then in what seemed like just a flash, he glanced me over once, and then he threw me in the trash. That's how I ended up on this landfill here lying around, waiting for this big old pile of garbage we're on to work its way back underground, where I hope to grow up tall again, maybe even right here on this very spot. That might seem like a pipe dream to you, but dollface, it's all I've got. See, man seems to think this world was made for him, and that might be true, but there is a crack in every sidewalk where there's grass breaking through. You know what I'm saying, baby? Stick with me, you know, someday you will have it made in the shade of a tree, that's right. Someday you'll have it made in the shade of a tree, that's right. Someday you will have it made in the shade, That's your brain on drugs. I'm gonna switch this. You know, I had a little plan today. I'm sticking to it so far. The plan was to wear this sweater, right, Brian? Yep. And then what?
Play the next song on piano.
Okay. Which one is it? I sent this out to Jeff Otis, my neighbor when I was a kid, and Mike Sadie. Him and his mom let me stay with them when I was in high school. Two of the best friends I got. And we've been talking this week, not much about anything, but we wrote our names up in that tunnel back then. Coos Bay was as far away as we'd ever been. Pine trees climbing up winding hills. They got them fishing boats and paper mill. Multnomah County, that's where I come from. It's a hometown of this thing they call a Burnside bum. There's always rain clouds hanging down so low and gray. Lord knows how I wish it would have rained today. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Rain, rain, rain. Pouring rain doesn't bother me. Driving about with such a breakthrough down. I got the radio on, I got the window down. Old song comes on from a long time ago. I figure, how on earth did that DJ know? Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Back in that tunnel way back then, and then last night we went down there and we did it again. It was like one sip too many from that old loving cup. Rose City people never do grow up. We never do grow up. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Tonight I've got those old Rose City blues. Oh, cool. You know, let me switch back to the guitar. Can I use that black one too, the bigger one? Well, how about this? How am I going to fix this? My friend Lindsay McDonald gave me this, and we lost her. That's just the hardest year, man. I hope y'all had a good year. I had a tough one, man. But I can feel it changing a little bit. The sun's coming out. There's some stuff breaking out on some trees. I went to try to get a vaccination, but it wouldn't work out. I was too young. I'm too young still. My team isn't in yet. I'm 54. Have they got down to that? No? I'm looking pretty good today, don't you think, Brad? Yeah, this could go down as one of the bigger shows. Don't you feel like it? We got come see us. It's almost time. It's almost time. Well, so just wait it out. Don't fucking. So we're gonna have an orgy this weekend. But it's almost time to come see us. And we put a picture of our building on the side of our building. You can't tell which is which. It was time when I was handsome. Oh, the time when I had money to burn. It was time when where I landed, Lord, that was the least of my, gonna be the least of my concern. It hurts to lean back in these handcuffs. It's like 9 kinds of shame turned to rage. As a young man, I might have put up a fight, but I just feel like such a fool in my age. A lot of this trouble just find me, no matter which way I turn. How do you know it's too late? How do you know it's too late? How do you know when it's too late to learn? You know, the number one symptom of heart disease, the number one symptom of heart disease is sudden death. It's like time stands still forever on you till it starts shaking around like some crazy old hooker on me. And you know me, I can't take too much preaching, not on Sunday and no other day. But I feel like I ought to be praying or something, and I can't remember what you say. A lot of these troubles just find me. Most of these troubles, oh, I know how do you know it's too late? How do you know it's too late? How do you know it's too late to learn? You know, I've learned nothing out here after all my years on this highway, but I'll tell you something, I've been passed by, and I have passed by more than my share of cars. And I do remember back in my younger days when I was so certain that driving even faster was the only way I was going to get far. So not too much left for me to learn here, really, you know. There's just this half full or half empty cup, less than an ounce of possession shit. I could do that kind of time standing up. A lot of this trouble just find me. Don't seem to matter which way I turn. How do you know it's too late? How do you know it's too late? How do you know if it's too late to learn? No, you don't. I was just thinking about Bert. My manager's name is Bert. The main guy, the guy that no one ever gets to see, is Bert Stein, and he's the sweetest man. And he really is the one that makes all this shit happen for us. They don't be really folk things anymore, right? But I do because of Bert. And I was just thinking, the last time I really did get in trouble with pot, he never said it to me, but every time I sing that song and I say, I could do that kind of time standing up, I picture him someplace going, no. Because remember, no, you'd probably be crying and begging me to do something, I think. Oh. Boy. Thank you, Bert. He always takes care of everything. And damage control. That's most of the job around here. You can't talk to me like that, boss. Well, I don't care who you are. If you don't want to have to hang your own drywall, well then don't push me too far. Boomtown work ain't that hard to come by. Boomtown workers are. You might be the one that's running this show, but that don't mean you're in charge. I was looking for a job when I found this one. Don't need this work like you need this work done. You looking like you're under pressure. I was looking for a job when I met you. I'm sharing a room with two guys over at the Motel 6, boss. I send every dime I make here home to an ex-wife. I just did 2 years and 28 days. With a little bit of aim, though, I'd have been in there for my whole life. So you see, broke ain't gonna take me that much. I'm getting used to. Neither will no barbed wire jailhouse wall. Watch what you say to someone with nothing. It's almost like having it all. I was looking for a job when I found this one. I don't need this work as much as you need this work done. You looking like you're under pressure. I was looking for a job when I met you. I was looking for a job when I found this one. I don't need this work as much as you need this work done. You looking like you're under pressure. I was looking for a job. I was looking for a job. I was already looking for a job. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. That's one of my favorite ones. That one reminds me of my dad. I'm just gonna jam on something for a while and I'll check back in with you. Helicopters over my house again. They got these projects 2 or 3 blocks from here. They pull these kids over for driving while out for cannon. Once they got them warned, I would run in fear. I sit there waiting for the coast to clear. Wishing once again I had a gun around here. I turn on my news. What do I hear? Some kid shot the bank up on Gallatin Road. He ran away from the cops while they're trying to reload. He beat them up to East Land Street on feet. Now he's probably reloading, running down my street. I better turn my alarm on and lock myself in. Helicopters over my house again sometime. You gonna rise above it. Sometime you gonna sink below. Somewhere in between believing in heaven and facing the devil you know. Poor kid probably never had a chance to give a fuck. He wouldn't know good luck from a debutante. He got to find a way to be Steve McNair, a young bucker. He's tough luck looking for a prison to haunt. And you can forget getting any kind of job you want, unless you really want to work in a fast food restaurant. And who wants to do that? You want to do that? I wouldn't trade that for my crooked hat or my gang or my gun or my waist full of pages for a job deep frying shit for richer teenagers. If that's where it's at and no one gonna help, how you gonna blame a kid from helping himself? There's a war going on, the poor can't win. Helicopters over my house again sometime. You're gonna have to rise above it. Sometime you're gonna sneak below, way somewhere in between believing in heaven and facing the devil you know. Black and white cops shining lights in the bushes. I can't see how this kid is gonna get very far unless he finds a way to make it back up there to Woodland Street. And he can't do that unless he steals a car. You know the way things are, it don't seem right. It's always white people talking about hope in the light. There ain't no hope in Sam Levy, there's just guns and drugs. We ain't building bridges, we just training thugs. And then I hear this terrifying kick at my back door. In walks this kid, I say I've seen this kid before. I see him all the time at that bar on Woodland Street. Now he's bleeding in my kitchen, tracking blood off his feet, and he's looking at me like I'm either gonna help him or die. Until he sees in my eyes and I'm on his side. Handing the keys, I say you better move fast. There is a J in the ashtray and plenty of gas. He throws me the cash, he says I'll be back for this. I say yeah, well don't be surprised if there's a little bit of it missing. Your gold teeth glisten with a big old grin. He said we'll talk about that when I see you again. He shook my hand, I shook his back. I felt like I was about to have a heart attack. Until he finally drove away, I thought, God damn, helicopters over my house again sometime. You gonna rise above it sometime. You gonna sink below somewhere in between believing in heaven and facing the devil you know. Devil you know. Made that up right here when I was living over here. There's often... Oh, shut up and just jam for a minute. Okay. And then talk. Okay. Well, Roger said he never met a man he didn't like. Well, let me back up and make sure that I got that right. He might have liked every man he ever met, that's true. But he never said he liked every man that he knew. I met a woman with the mightiest touch. I could never get her to touch very much. I met a man of opportunity. He never offered any of it up to me. I met a soldier in a recruit booth, said, make a man out of me and stole my youth. Working for a man who would not stop lying. Drove us off a cliff and called it flying. No, no, no. No, that ain't flying. Said that ain't flying. Nope, that ain't flying. I said that ain't flying. When a wise man flies, he understands that a man hasn't technically flown until he lands. If you're coming into land and you crash and die, well, all you really did for sure will get too high. You ever get too high? No, neither have I, but I will if I got to prove to you guys I'm so turned around like a calm up a riot, fighting for peace. That's like screaming for quiet. Oh, I see. Oh. Well, I don't know, but I've been told mighty little fox and an atheist hole. Well, I don't know, but I've been told my little fox and the atheist hole. It's good to be back doing this. I didn't, I missed you. Try to fish. I don't get it. Do you get it? Especially the bass one, when you give it, when you send it back, when you throw it back, you don't even need it. You're just hassling it. What are you guys doing? Hassling fish. I can't get into it. I can't even get into popping that fucking worm. What if you had a bunch of cows? And like, do you eat those cows? No. Me and my buddies just go out on the weekend, poke them in the face, drag them around. Really? You just hassled them? Yeah. We think they're like, I don't know, spend thousands. Yeah. If you're eating it, I guess. The Nuge, man, he eats every fucking thing he kills. That's some wang bang sweet poontang right there. Am I right? You know that I'm right. High five on the inside. Here's one I made up. I think this might be my favorite one. Sometimes it's Can't Complain, but sometimes it's this. This guy that showed me how to make up words to songs was the name Kent Finley. That was his name. And this was the one, like, I swear, even though he was, I feel like I get to have this. This song's in my life because I met that fucking guy. And I knew how to, what do they say? I feel like I kind of was pretty good at what they call the crafty part the day that the lifey part really showed up. And I don't know. And this guy that I made it up about, there's never going to be another guy like Skip Litz. He was the mayor. And everybody around here used to say they were a songwriter, and he'd say, no, I'm a song. And if you knew him, you knew that was true. He ran sound at the Radio Cafe, but he also sold grass to everybody. And he also was the hub at the Radio Cafe. On your way out of town, you could go get gear from him on Friday. It was just people were stopping in, strings, picks, that kind of shit. And we miss him. One time, the way he got famous in the neighborhood was he led this legendary slow-speed police chase where he got on a moped, or maybe it was a motorcycle, with a moped helmet, and the police started chasing him downtown, and so he brought him, this is true, he brought him into the neighborhood, and they didn't I mean, he was going really slow, but he drove past all the bars and honked and waved, and everyone came out. And then they took one of his shoulders, they took his shoulder out of the socket when they took him off the bike, but it was worth it to be a legend like that. Skip, play a fucking, and he didn't say play a train song, he always said play a fucking train song. And he would walk in, there's about 5 places where you can play music, and he'd walk into all of them and he would yell that, and it was a tradition in this neighborhood to stop, not just play a train song, but stop the song you were playing and do it. That was, man, there's still a lot of magic left to be had in this little neighborhood too. So if you've got your 4th chord together, come on, man, we're waiting for you. Smoking on black Cadillac, engine winding down. Park it up on the sidewalk like he hit on the whole damn town. I'd hear him talking to some chick through a thick ghost of smoke, through a hickory haze of southern comfort and cold. I'd say, girl, you are hotter than the hinges hanging off the gates of hell. Don't be afraid to turn to me, baby, if he don't treat you well. And by he meant me, so I laughed and I shook his hand. He laughed a little bit louder as he would yell up at that band to play trains on. Pour me one more on, make them leave my boots on the day they lay me down. I'm a runaway locomotive out on a one-trick mind, looking for any kind of trouble that I can't find. Got this old black leather jacket, I got this pack of Marlboro Reds, I got a stash here in my pocket, I got these thoughts in my own head. The right to run until I gotta walk, until I've gotta crawl. I got this moment that I'm in right now and nothing else at all. Play a train song, pour me one more round, Make 'em leave my boots on the day they lay me down. On a runaway locomotive, miles one trick man. In the television blizzard light, he was looking around his place. Found him cold there on the sofa, a little smile across his face. And though I tried with all of my sadness, you know that I've still never even wept for that man who looked to me like he died, laughing in his sleep, singing a train song, drinking one last round. Made him leave the boots on the day they laid him down. It was a runaway locomotive, a man of one trick man. Play train song, play train song, play train song. Yeah, man, Nashville gets a bad rap in towns, other towns, in the little music part of the town. They're like, they think we're phony. I think we're phony too. I just think they are too. So what's the problem? What would we get lights for if we weren't going to jazz it up, you know? But I love it here. I've met some of the greatest adventures of my life have been here. I'll even vouch for because I know the cats like on the side of the town that's not our side, as you'd say, on the other side of the tracks. If you like that, come here, man. Those cats are good too. They're not, you know. It's a really music-y place, man. Play a train song. That's my. Well, I hear that train coming around a bend. I ain't seen no sunshine since I don't know when. Lord, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. Well, that train keeps moving on down from San Antonio. Well, when I was a young boy, my mama told me, son, I'll always be a good boy. I don't ever play with guns, but I shot a cat in Reno just to watch him die. Well, I know I had it coming. I hang my head and I cry. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car, probably drinking coffee, smoking big cigars, while I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. It's where I'll always be. Well, that train keeps moving. Well, that's what tortures me. If they freed me from this prison and had a railroad train with mine, I bet I would move it on just a little bit farther down the line. I'd go far from Folsom Prison. It's where I long to stay. Well, I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Take 'em away. I like to let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Well, I would let that lonesome whistle come and blow my blues away. That last bit, that sounds like God wrote it. I would let that lonesome whistle come and blow my blues away. There was a world with that lyric, and there was a world without that song in it. It's crazy to think that lyric was floating around somewhere. Shot a guy just to watch him fucking die. Now, man, speaking of shooting a guy, I have a thing. If somebody calls you a wimp about your mask, rob them. That settles that. Or you have me mistaken, my friend. Well, John Carter told me he saw her outside of his window dancing alone one night. He got a feeling he's dancing with his father. When he asked her, said she was right. When the red land goes dancing, the ghost of Johnny Cash. Father time take forever and to make it look like less than a lightning flash. Violin boy and two fiddle, two iconic cymbals crash. When the red land goes dancing with the ghost of Johnny Cash. They call her coal miner's daughter. Man in black was what they call him. She come from old Butch and Holler. They could hear that train coming around the bend. When the red land goes dancing with the ghost of Johnny Cash, Father time take forever and make it look like less than a lightning flash. Violin boy and two fiddles, two iconic cymbals crash. When the red land goes dancing with the ghost of Johnny Cash. Like a song into the ether, like a soul into the light. John Carter told me he saw her. She was out there dancing again. That very next night she was like, land goes dancing with the ghost of Johnny Cash. Father time take forever to make it look like less than a lightning flash. Violin boy and two fiddle, the two iconic cymbals crash. When the red land goes dancing with the ghost of Johnny Cash. It's not the ghost of Johnny Cash. That's the ghost of Johnny Cash. Ghost of Johnny Cash. Made that up with John Carter Cash. That's a good cat. Can you imagine that pressure he holds down that fort for that family? Now I'm going to do another one off the new one. So finally, there's a song out now called Turn Me Loose, I'll Never Be the Same. I started with it. There's a Jerry Jeff Walker record, called a double live record where he yells that in between songs. And I started to make up a song about that with that title, but it was about a girl that would like it just wasn't right. So I called Jerry Jeff and I asked him what he meant by that. That's when he told me. He said it was something rodeo cowboys yelled when they were ready, you know. So I made up the song different. But you can also see that's the record is more like that song. And my buddy Robbie Crowell plays the drums. And I play everything else. I'm like the Prince Nelson Riley of Folkadelic. Make my folk the P-folk. It's kind of some good time. But you know, when people say they feel funky, that's what I feel like when I feel funky. And talk about a dark night of the soul. That last year, boy, it can keep its hat on. I think a bunch of people had a tough year, but I lost a dog, 3 dads, 2 friends, and my first manager too. It was just brutal the way 2020. Hindsight indeed. Indeed. This year though, I can feel it, man. I can feel it. I can feel there's some good times to be had. But this I'm going to do is people have asked me this week if this is who this is about. There's a song about Neil, but it didn't make the record. It was funny. But this song, I made it up almost immediately after I realized what had happened with Jeff Austin, my friend. And sometimes I feel like he was. I mean, I'm into that kind of cosmic-y shit. This isn't usually this is not the normal melody. This isn't my normal melody. I usually sing either Alice's Restaurant or Johnny Be Good, and then or Can't Complain. That's my 3 songs. But so, ooh, that hurt. Ooh, them strings. I said you always knew I understood. You knew I'd say what I said. Had I known it would go the way it would, I would have said this instead. Sail on, my friend. Sail on in to a new horizon. If you can't play that same old song again, I say, sail on. Let's just say you broke a string and raise a toast to your health. You don't have to play or sing for anyone else but yourself. Sail on, my friend. Sail on into a new horizon. If you can't play that same old song again, I say, sail on. Break a leg in paradise, save a place for me. Well, I don't know from good advice, so I'll just see you when I see you. Sail on, my friend. Sail on in to a new horizon. If you can't play that same old song again, I say, sail on. That just reminded me of the first time Yonder Mountain String Band got to play Red Rocks, and I got to open for them, and maybe somebody else opened too. And they also had John Fishman. Were you with me, Brian, by that? No? John Fishman from Fish. He had the dress, and he was going to play drums on some songs. And I remember we were sitting down there, and it was pouring rain the day of the show, and I don't think anyone thought that. I think everyone figured people would come anyway, but I just remember there was this moment where when the rain stopped, you could hear this crowd roar, you know, and there was nobody in the place yet. And so they had to climb up. All four of them had to get up on the sink in the bathroom so they could look out this little window to see the direction from which that sound was coming from. And you could see there was a line that looked like it just didn't end. It just went off into the mountain, you know. And I'll never forget how those four guys together in that moment, man. I'm glad I got to see that. And I'm glad they got to have that. That must have been shocking. Can you imagine? They were probably 30-something, you know, selling out Red Rocks with their stoner music. They had, you know, I feel like I'm getting away with something. How could they not have felt that way? Let's see, what else can I do here? And then, you know, Neil, I tried to make a song for Neil, but he wouldn't have. He's a peculiar guy. You know, I don't think his song, like, I tried to make up a song for him that felt appropriate, but it didn't. But he, yeah, it was a tough egg, that one. I didn't know how to get in on that one, but I'm sure gonna miss him though too. Yeah. I was gonna do. Oh, you know, that's a great one, man. Was this the plan? Oh. Well, fuck, man. I was really thinking ahead. If we never get together again, please forgive me for all of these fools I've been. See if you can't remember me when I was listening to my better angel. Just see if you can remember me when I was listening. It's like a force of nature coming over me. I can't keep myself from moving. I can't keep from moving like a force of nature, like a force of nature. May your hopes always outweigh your doubts until this old world finally punches you out. May you always play your music loud enough to wake up all your neighbors. Or may you play at least loud enough to always wake yourself up. Well, it's like a force of nature coming over me. Well, I can't keep myself from moving. I can't keep from moving like a force of nature. 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 My landlady treats me like I don't pay my rent. I give my car to my mechanic. I ain't seen it since. What is it? organic. I ain't seen it since. I can't believe I'm spacing that, and I got it in the wrong key. Can you do it? Can't give up now. I was gonna close with Sideshow Blues. I will too, but I'm gonna have to do an elongated intro. Imagine if we were in before times, before the helicopter, and I couldn't just pad through this and thank the crew and thank the light guy. Really knocked himself out today, did you see? Calling back there. Not his birthday though, so keep it down. Joel, it's his birthday, but Brian has been with the franchise longer, so are we more excited?
Less for me, more for Joel.
More for Joel. Oh, because we're trying to keep him in the scam. Yeah. Good thinking. Good thinking. We got to take this thing on the road. I don't even want to stop now. I have a feeling on the road I might not stop for a while. Aren't those first shows back? Holy Moses. And the first shows where everybody can just shoulder up, you know, because I think we might have to stand apart from each other for a second. Is that true? Huh? We're going to Texas in June. Everybody's just going to be spitting on each other? Why? Well, it seems inappropriate. All right, I'm going to do this song. I made this up. I always send this out to my mom, too. And this is true. I made this up. Jennifer, my girlfriend, she knows that, remember the Gilmore? And there was that little Circle K right there. I'd go down 4 stories, and I'd get up in the morning. I got up early then in those days, too, even if I'd be out all night. And then I'd get up early, and I'd go to that Circle K and get coffee. Boy, Memphis is a fucking tough town. This is true, man. And I knew the guy because I was always in there getting coffee. So I just come walking across and I go to open the door and it won't open. And then I look and it says closed 20 minutes, right? And then I look at the guy like, what's up? And he turns to his side and there's a knife, like the handle of a knife, sticking out of his shoulder. And he's looking at me like, you know, this this is what's up. And I thought 20 minutes the guy gave himself. Tough town. You know, about 20 minutes I got to figure this knife in my back thing out. And then I remember, and then my mom, Vera Mickey Michelle Bassett Snider, she called me and I called her back and said, you wouldn't fucking believe this poor fucker downstairs. And he gets 20 minutes to get himself cleaned up. I got mugged down there a few times, Highland Street. Tough town. Fun town, though. Fun town. I got to get down there soon. Fraser, too. All right, without further ado, my landlady treats me like I don't pay my rent. Even called my mechanic and I ain't seen it since. My phone is always ringing, long to be alone. They try to sell me everything from heaven to Cologne. Everybody's got an offer I just can't refuse. It's Circus Alley, mama, your baby's got them sideshow blues. It's all a big commercial, it's a video man. It's a plot to put dead to my attention span. They make up all these issues I never understood. If I thought I could change things, I'd run out to Hollywood. But it's so hard to kick the door down when you ain't wearing no shoes. It's a Circus Alley, mama, your baby's got them sideshow blues. I got them sideshow blues. I wanna tame me like these sun and ring rich kids. Ain't even trying, go from college to the big top, taking all of the best positions while I'm out in this tent with all these freaks and musicians. Out in this tent with all these freaks and musicians. moaning them sideshow blues. Well, I try to tell my girlfriend she's the only one that I've got. There's this girl I hardly even know that keeps on telling that she's not. She's got a loaded pistol. She waves it all the time. She says sometimes you gotta kill a boy just to keep his ass in line. At least that's the way she sees it. Says she saw it on the news. It's circus out here, mama, and your baby's got them sideshow blues. People play satanic records. You don't know when they'll freak. From a quiet kitten to a maniac into a movie of the week. We are killing over cocaine, dying over sex, bowing down and praying to whoever's gonna cut the checks. Then I go to church on Sunday. I can't help but sleeping in that pew. It's a circus out here, mama. Your baby's got them sideshow blues. Yes, it's a circus out here, mama. Baby's got that sideshow. Y'all, thank you for tuning in another week for the First Diagnostic Church of Hope and Wonder. Good and better men all over the world. You got Todd Snider every Sunday, 11 o'clock, right here, picking in and singing for your pleasure and enjoyment. I always like to close with a hearty Seacrest out. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in every week and helping us get through this pandemic. We do have a new record that I'm excited for you to hear. I hope you like. If you come down, we got a picture of our building on the side of our building, which is pretty exciting. I also want to say, just to set the record straight, the song I did make up about Neil, he would have liked, but I don't think it would have been appropriate to play anybody else. And with that said, didn't I have another pronouncement? New album, pitching the new album. Aren't we selling some bullshit? We sell jars of sunshine. And we sleep like bears. The thing is, you can't open it. You can't open it. I'm gonna send this song out to one of my favorite songwriters by a mile, man. This cat, I don't even think we really have played one of his songs. Oh yeah, Corpus Christi Bay. Seems funny telling people about Robert Earl. Everybody who knows who I am knows who he is. But man, I remember I was going to see him when I was at 18 or 19, 20. Him and Lyle Lovett were friends. But then Robert Earl's thing was like Willie Nelson's thing. So were his songs. Sure was a waitress, the only joint in town. Had a reputation as a girl who'd been around down Main Street after midnight with a brand new pack of cigs, fresh one hanging from her lips, beer between her legs. She'd ride down to the river and meet with all her friends. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. Sonny was a loner, older than the rest. He was going in the Navy, but he couldn't pass the test, so he hung around town. He sold a little pot. Law caught wind of Sonny. One day he got caught. He was back in business when they set him free again. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. Sonny's playing 8-ball at the joint where Sherry works. Some drunken out-of-towner puts his hand up Sherry's skirt. Sonny takes a pool cue, lays drunk out on the floor, stuff $1 in the chip jar, walked on out the door. She's running right behind him, reaching for his hand. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. Well, they jumped into his pickup. Sonny jammed her down in gear. Sonny looked at Sherry and said, let's get on out of here. The stars was high above them. The moon was in the east. The sun was setting on them when they reached Miami Beach. They got a hotel by the water with a quart of Bombay gin. The road goes on forever, or a party never ends. They soon ran out of money, but Sonny knew a man who dealt in contraband. Sonny met the Cubans in a house just off the route with a briefcase full of money and a pistol in his boot. The cards was on the table when the law come busting in. The road goes on forever and the party never ends. Cubans grabbed the goodies, Sonny grabbed the jack. He broke a bathroom window, climbed on at the back. Sherry drove the pickup through the alley on the side where a lawman tackled Sonny and was reading him his rights. He stepped into the alley with a single shot 410. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. They left the lawman lying, they made their getaway. Got back to the hotel just before the break of day. Sonny gave her all the money, he blew her a little kiss. If they asked you how this happened, say, I forced you into this. She watched him as his taillights disappeared around the bend. Road goes on forever, party never ends. It's Main Street after midnight, just like it was before. 21 months later, at the local grocery store. Sherry buys a paper, cold six-pack of beer. The headlines read that Sonny is going to the chair. She pulls back on the main street in her new Mercedes Benz. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. The road goes on forever. Little out of place, little out of tune, so lost in space, racing the moon, climbing wall of a hurricane, still over all. I can't complain. All I wanted was one chance. I let a freedom ring. Said I'd have to get a permit, a bunch of tags and everything. I couldn't make it through the red tape. I got this flowery hat. I got a job working weekdays. You want fries with that? I got nothing to do, nothing to gain. Like a one-way ticket to cruise in a passing lane. I can't complain. I was talking with my girlfriend. I told her I was stressed. Said I'm going off the deep end. She said, God, for once, give it rest. We're all waiting in the dugout, thinking we should pitch. How you gonna throw a shutout if all you do is bitch? I got nothing to lose, got nothing to gain. Like a one-way ticket to cruising passing lane. I can't complain. Now I got a brand new dance. I need one more shot. I just need one last chance. You know I won't get caught. I'm gonna do my last stand, and this time I can't be bought. But then again, on the other hand, how much have you got? I've got nothing to lose, ain't nothing to gain. It's like a one-way ticket to cruise in the passing lane. I can't complain. A little out of place, a little out of tune, so lost in space, racing that moon, climbing walls of a hurricane, still over all. I can't complain. Overall, I can't complain. Thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you next Sunday. Lord willing, creek depth, etc. Right? All right. Buy the products we advertise. Do we have ads? Yeah. Coming up. All right. I was terrific. Put your foot on the rock and push it till the good time roll. Put your foot on the rock and push it till the good time roll. Here's to Colonel Bruce Hampton, may he rest the good Lord's soul. That's what them rodeo cowboys would yell when they was ready to go. Turn me loose, I'll never play the same. Yeah, that's what rodeo cowboys used to yell when they was ready to go. Turn me loose, I'll never play the same. It's like another way to say Eureka or Geronimo. Well, if faith moves mountains, what's it take to leave them alone? Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. I said if faith moves mountains, well, what's it take to leave them alone? Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. I believe get it round, just fine on their own. Turn me loose, until the tide turns over and come tumbling down from above. Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. Until the tide comes over and come tumbling down from above. Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. I won't be moved by more than sorrow. Won't settle for a less than love. You turn me loose, turn me loose. You know you'll never make no difference if all you do is nickel and dime. Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. You know you'll never make no difference if all you do is nickel and dime. Turn me loose, I'll never be the same. If we can only help just one person, we're wasting our time. We've got to get to everybody. Got to get to everybody. Got to get to everybody. We've got to get to everybody. If we could only help just one person, wasting our time. Alright. We've got to get to everybody. Got to get to everybody. Got to get to everybody. I'm gonna get to everybody. I get to everybody. Turn me loose. Turn me loose. Turn me loose. I'm playing guitar. Video diary, day 2, song 2. We got a drum part, and then I made some fake background singing. Okay, keep all of that and give me one more. Let's just take a minute. Ready, come on, somebody. You better get ready, come on, somebody. One day a wise young man threw down his apron and he said, I quit. Is everybody ready for the get together? Is everybody ready for the get together? Day after forever. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. I put my pants on 2 legs at a time like no man before me. Come on, somebody.